Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. We got green, lots and lots of green here. The Dixie, the markets are pumping. If you guys don't know yet, you should. The assumed winner, as of right now, is Donald Trump. He has accepted. Kamala Harris just left, walked away, didn't even talk to her people. She said, F this, I'm out, and left her event. Looks like Donald Trump is the president. Now, the big question is who's going to be who's going to win the House and the Senate? We're going to be looking at that today. We're looking at charts. We're also going to take a look. If Bitcoin's where it's at, where is everything else at? Where is it at with all-time highs? And did I just hear in the open that this is the show that starts on time? Yes, you did, Buck. That's exactly what you heard. But yeah, we're going to be also taking a look at what other altcoins, where are they from their all-time high, and what could be your best trades to set up for some more big moves coming to the altcoin market. We're going to look at where Bitcoin's at. We're going to take a look at the altcoin season. How far off are we from that? And a lot more today right here on the Piper Academy. This is the Morning Market Report. We start on time. Guys, let's get it. Class is in session. Oh, say, no, I'm sure. Guys, welcome to Trump 2024, the Morning Market Report edition. And we're glad to have you guys here. Thank you for joining us in the chat. Thank you guys for tuning in here every day, showing your loyalty to alpha, to knowledge, right? Because knowledge is profit. We appreciate everyone. I am RB Piper. This is the Piper Academy channel. We've got lots of content throughout the day for you guys to tune in, tune up, and get that stuff up there in the noggin. I appreciate everyone here, but most importantly, I appreciate not doing this show alone. I got my co-host. Let's kick him over here. Bam! What's up, OC guy? How you doing, man?
Oh, doing great. Right now, I'm stuck in seeing myself here in a big picture because I just clicked something that I cannot get out of. But other than that, doing fantastic. Pretty happy. I mean, I love this new time zone because it lets me wake up 1 hour after. I'm not a morning person, and I need to wake up very early. And I don't know, just that hour makes the whole difference for me. I think that I just had enough time for the coffee to kick in. And look at that, a nothing cup. A transparent nothing cup, right?
OC, what are you drinking? What is that? Nothing.
Nothing. Exactly. That's a black hole inside of it. Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
But what an elections yesterday it did on me. I mean, it was pretty clear. I think I would say it after 7 p.m. what it was going to be, kind of like a leaderboard in the definition of it. I'm glad. I mean, let me just be clear here. Trump was my candidate, although I did not vote, and I cannot vote because I'm not a U.S. citizen, right? But I think this is going to be bringing a little bit more stability, economical stability.
I told you, all you got to do is jump across the border, go to California or go to one of the swing states, and they would have let you vote. I'm just saying, OC.
Yes, no. I should have.
That's all you got to do, man. No, I appreciate it. Shout out to Emil Rosu in our chat. They said, I am here daily and you are the best. It's a matter of time that you go to millions of viewers. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for that love and support. We appreciate all of you guys. Alex O Crypto said he voted. He called in his vote. He called it in to Pennsylvania. They let him vote twice. So shout out to Alex O, our Canadian friend up north there. So I agree with Alexander G. Shout out to let's go through here. We got Alex O in here. We got Buck in here. He said riot season incoming. Maybe. Crypto Trade saying Piper's looking glorious. It's the American flag in the wings. Guys, you know, it looks like I have angel wings on, but I got to show you. It's actually an eagle behind me. And it looks like it's talking on the microphone. What would you like to say, Mr. Eagle? There you go. So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Is that a bald eagle?
It's a bald eagle. It's the American bald eagle. Yes, the iconic symbol of scavengers. If you don't know, it's a scavenger bird. It's actually not a very nice bird, but it is our bird. So shout out to Buck, Alex O Crypto in the house, Frank Fit for Life in here. We got Alexander G, the best mod in the business. C90s in here. Wick 589. Always great to see the Wicks. Crypto Chef is with us. Bill, I've already given you a shout out, but shout out again. Crypto Trades, I said him. BC Port Corp, co-host of the Good Morning Crypto right here on Piper Academy. You guys need to check that out daily. Get some good morning info in before the markets open up. JS is in here. All set is joining us. Also glad to have him here. Who else we got in the house? I think I got them all. OC guy, of course. And username, can't forget username. He's that shout out at the beginning of about starting on time. That was just for you. You know, I may not have a Sharks with freaking lasers soundbite, but I do have a clock. So Harp, shout out to you. Appreciate you being here. Mac Tire in the house. Katie Solana. Hobby is in here. Shout out to OC dropping 5 memberships, trying to get one to username. And we think we figured it out. It's because he does not have it turned on. So it is a futile attempt. Beauty Shea Cosmetics was also gifted one. So evidently there's a cosmetic company in our thing there, in our list of subscribers. Let's go ahead and get into this news, though. I want to break this down. And guys, we're going to look at something today. Let me go over here. We're going to look at something today, and that is going to be all-time highs and where all the different cryptocurrencies are at in relation to the all-time high. Because if you inverse that and you go from what's the furthest away, we can start looking at the quality assets, the quality projects, and that are really far away from the all-time high, because those might be some smart spots to put some money. So we'll talk about that with OC and, of course, the chat here. And maybe if Crux is in here with us at some point, he can drop some knowledge on that too. So Darren Does Things, welcome to the show, man. Randy, glad to have you here also with us. Appreciate you all. Retro Mike Tech, yes, in the house. Got the RMT, Massey33 joined us also. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump over to the news and let's talk about that, because we got a lot of stuff to go through today. Bam. Over to the news we go. All right, let me look here and make sure I got this screen set up the right size. It was a little bit off. There we go. OCD much. Guys, market cap, and I think I want to refresh this. Let's just take a look. It's 2.561. Yep, it did go up. 2.585 trillion dollars right now in the market cap, up 6.7% there. The volume up 270, up 146% in the trade volume. That is $270 billion there in trade volume in the past 24 hours. We know that dominance is not correct, and I don't think this is correct either, because that is not moving. It is stuck at 44 in fear. Because if I jump over here and take a look, guys, it is 70. We're in greed. That's what it should be when you have a over 10% move on Bitcoin. Looking at the crypto bubbles today, though, we do have on the crypto bubbles here a lot of green on the daily. Looking at the hourly here, you can see that Hex and Pulse are pulling back. Congratulations, Richard Hart. You got crap projects. GOAT down only 0.62, Makers down 1.3. Let's go down here and take a look at these prices, though. Bitcoin touching $75,000 last night, overnight, during that election cycle when Trump just, every time he won a state, Bitcoin's price would go up. It was beautiful to watch. Sitting at 74,561 right now, up 6.5% on the daily. Still moving to the upside on the hourly. Ethereum up 6.8%, up 0.5% there, sitting at $2,600. Guys, this is just a perfect example of what I was just talking about. Look, Bitcoin's all-time high, or Ethereum's all-time high was like $4,800. Bitcoin's all-time high was set last night at 75,000. Only just a small little percentage off from it. So yeah, some stuff not moving like Bitcoin. Dominance is still there. Solana's at 187. We'll call it 188. We'll kick you 5 cents there. Solana up 12.7% on the daily, still moving up on the hourly. BNB is up 2.8%, not performing as well as Bitcoin. It is at the $583. Look at Doge, guys. Shout out to FD White Invests in the house. He just said good morning. Dude been talking about Doge. He said, look, if Trump wins, Elon Musk exposure to Doge and Doge, that would be the token and the Department of Government Efficiency. It's going to move this. It sent it 12.1% to the upside, sitting at 19.83 cents, just under 20 cents. What else do we get a good move on? Cardano got a move of 6.5%. That's not horrible. Is losing some on the hourly, sitting at 35 cents, very far off. That's one of the ones we're going to look. That is very, very far off from its all-time high. Toncoin not getting much action there on that. This lost a lot of momentum when, oh boy, I can't remember his name, but the guy with Toncoin, and he changed the terms of service on Telegram, and that has not done well for him. Shiba Inu up 3.4%. Avalanche up 10.6. A nice move on Avalanche. They're sitting at $26.53. Chainlink up 9.2%. Another nice move, sitting at $11.84. Shout out to Buck. That dude is a trading fool when it comes to Chainlink. Sui up 13.1%. Guys, Sui is the closest asset right now in crypto to looking like Bitcoin when it comes to all-time high growth percentages. We're going to look at that today too. It has moved up a percentage there on the market cap to number 16. Polkadot, which is one of the worst, by the way, up 4.6%, sitting just over $4. And then wrapping out the top 20, we got Uniswap and DAI. That is a stable coin. And then Uniswap, a decentralized token, up 29%. Just changed to 20, set 8.7 there. Let's go look at, we got to look because Retro Mike Tech's in the house. And so we got to go see what's going on with Caspa. Can I get a Caspa here? Moving up 2 positions to number 29. Caspa up 7.2%, sitting at 11.7 cents. Guys, that 10 cent range that I had talked about on Caspa might have been a local low, very possibly. So Render up 9.3. That looks pretty good. What else we got down here? Let's go look. Aave's up 22.9%. Kronos, that is the Crypto.com native token at 16.9. Injectives up 18.7. So yeah, so some of these things have had some big moves overnight. Bonk up 13.9%. Popcat, FD White again. FD White, there you go. 17.8% move on Popcat. Let's go over here and check out what's going on the rest of the week because the week's not over. I know we had all this fun with the presidential elections and Trump doing all that stuff, but guys, check it. Does Trump winning affect today's meeting? What meeting are you talking about, Crypto Chef? I'm not sure. Let me know. Wednesday, we still got data coming in. We got the FOMC this week. Fed interest rate, that's going to be tomorrow on the 7th. That is going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And right now, looking at a 25 basis point, that would be 0.25% move. Rate cut, I should say. Today, we got 30-year bond auctions. Bonds, guys. Bonds. Somebody tell Lunar Beaches Crypto congratulations on his house that he bought because I think that he's going to love I think he's going to love the fact that he got in at a lower rate than what he is possibly going to see coming up ahead. I think this 10-year bond rate is going to send loan rates for cars and houses even higher. It is pumping, which means people are selling it off, just so you know. We also get initial jobless claims tomorrow. And then on Friday, we'll get the Michigan's consumer sentiment. Right now, expected to be neutral to higher. So consumer sentiment is improving. And I bet you that that is going to continue, that people are going to have some hopium in their sentiment about the economy. So let's jump over here and take a look at what we're seeing on the bookmarks. Do I have anything in here? Election rally incoming. Yep, we know that. Guys, you guys see this? I had this here in my saved for a while, just so I could show people how big gold was in comparison to Bitcoin at the far end of this and the big seven, right? Silver's in there, 1.8 trillion. This is no longer 1.2 trillion. It's gone up. It has replaced Meta. Meta has lost its spot to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's market cap is now higher than old Meta over there. So that is all we have in X marks the spot today. Small caps, I just want to tell you guys, gold is down today. Silver is down today. I'm looking over here at CNBC so I can get this data for you. The Dow is currently up 3% right now. Really good. The S&P is up 1.94% right now at the market open. And then the NASDAQ is up 2% right now at the market open. The Russell 2000, though, which is mostly your small caps, up 4.31%. Why small cap stocks are making such a big move on a Trump victory? Well, I will tell you, I can go through all this whole article, or I can just jump over here and we can talk about it. And I'll tell you why. Because the Russell 2000 has a lot to do with startup companies and smaller companies that are trying to get their footing in the economy, right? The biggest hindrance that they have is how long it takes for them to get anything done. There is a whole lot of regulation and red tape they got to go through. And so Trump coming into play, he's all about deregulating for growth of the businesses, which means that a lot of the companies in the Russell 2000 see there's a sentiment that these companies are going to be able to run now with some of that red tape cut out of the way for them so they can get some speed moving. So Russell 2000 absolutely getting some room to move there now and breathe and getting some growth off of it, up the highest this morning of all of the stocks. And then, of course, the Dixie OC is going to be taking a look at the DXY crushing all of the economies out there right now, and to include the peso OC. I don't know if you saw last night, but the peso to the US dollar was like 3.7% at one point, like it dropped against it. So a lot of people right now looking at that tariff policy and agenda that is on on his books, and they're thinking to themselves, this means Mexico might have to pay some money to get those goods in that they just taken all of that work from China. And so it might cause some differentials in that valuation of currencies from the peso to the US dollar. So we're definitely going to take a look at the US dollar. Deregulate the deep state, BC Port Corp said. I think we got some interesting times ahead. I want to talk about that before I jump into the chart, guys, because we've got Doge, the Department of Government Efficiencies. I think that that's going to cause some job losses. Okay. I think that they're going to cut out a lot of useless, wasted federal jobs. If you guys don't know, my wife was a GS 13 for the federal government, which is pretty far up there. You got GS 14, 15, and SES. That's it. There's only 3 levels in federal government jobs levels that are higher than what she was working. And it was really good money. 6 figures. She quit after 18 months. Just quit. She said, I'm putting in my notice. Give me my leave days. I'm done. And the reason why was she didn't feel useful. She had no job. She said, I am wasting my time. I could sit at home and do nothing. And the job is great money, but it's not worth my time to come to work. So there is a lot of that out there. FD White knows about this. He worked in federal government for a while, and I'm sure there's other people in here. The biggest waste of money that we have as taxpayers, watching our money just get wasted and burnt, is in the federal government jobs. I do believe that we're going to see a lot of federal jobs get cut under Doge. That's going to cause people needing to go find jobs, right? They're going to need jobs to replace the jobs that they lost. And so that's going to cause some labor market plays, okay? You got tariffs coming in. I think that tariffs are going to cause goods to be more expensive, just so you know. I think that is going to be the initial. If you watched last night on Billy Goat Tales, or you listened in on Billy Goat Tales, I talked about this stuff last night. So this might be a repeat for some of you, but I think it's important for people to know these things. They have the tariffs are going to cause goods to be more expensive to come in, which means the companies are going to charge more, which means that you now have this increase of price goods while labor markets are also weakening because you've got GS 13 job cuts, right? Government jobs cuts. So you've got goods increasing and job market, labor market weakening. Where does all of this start to balance out? It starts to balance out with 2 things. One, those tariffs force companies to return back to the United States. That brings jobs. That fixes the labor market. The cost of goods increasing, that comes with the lack of federal income tax that Trump also has on his agenda, which means more money in your pocket. So really, at the end of the day, I think that on a long term, we're going to be a much stronger country off of this stuff. But I do think that there's going to be this window of time where things get a little bit worse before they truly get better. So keep that all in mind. It's not just straight ahead from here. Fair seas, and fair winds and strong tides. I think we still have some hurdles that we have to get through. But overall, I am pretty bullish, and I'm very happy about the results of the elections, especially seeing that these smaller companies, which by the way are the backbone of America, they're the ones that are employing, my 1 million companies in the United States are employing 5 people each, right? It's that type of thing. These are small companies that are publicly traded, and they are working to become giants. So a lot of growth potential in those for stocks, and we're seeing that. So, OC, when you look at the tariff idea from your perspective in Mexico, what's your thoughts on that? Like, how is that
So I do
affecting
have
home? How's that affecting home for you?
well, so far not much. I mean, we have Mexican peso just going straight down, and that is because of this policy that they have been taking effect. Remember that the Supreme Court has renounced their posts, and also they're not going to be being reelected. Also, this is not a joke, and I kid you not. They're going to be next elected Supreme Court leaders are going to be by chance. Everybody's gonna put it on a big spinning thing, and then just gonna redraw a little ball, and then welcome, you are proposed by the party in power, and then you're gonna become a Supreme Court leader, right? So that is not good, and that's why we're seeing the trust in Mexico's upcoming as a stable, let's just say, place to invest is dropping. So the trust is not there. Why? Because that leads to manipulation in economy. That being said, we already F up, right? We're getting F up by ourselves. I mean, I would love not to say this, but this goes for my country and for every other country. Enjoy what you vote for, right? So that means that me as a citizen, despite I did not vote for it, I did not did enough as an activist to promote what was a reality, right? So that was a fault on me and all of us as an opposition, and that brings me to tell you once again. So it's not, well, not once again, but to answer your question. Right now, I'm already seeing it. That's why I'm in the markets, right? In fact, that's what I was talking with MJ yesterday. Like, you know what? I'm so glad that Destiny, when we lost it all, and I started moving to crypto, and then I started making profits in here. Well, then regardless of my country does well or bad, I'm working in the hierarchy, right? Which is the global markets. That depends entirely on me. That's the only issue, right? You need to be good at it. You need to be very strict with yourself, and of course, whenever you lose something, you're losing it by yourself, right? So that's kind of like a hurts. But that is also as a business owner. The same thing happens when you're a business owner. So seeing this, for me at the beginning, it says, "Oh man, all right, once again." But for the other hand, it is all right. I'm earning in U.S. dollars, so for the short-term scenario, for me, it's a benefit. For the long-term scenario, it is not a benefit because we're going to be seeing instant gratification being applied, at which is, hey, you don't have job, you don't study, you don't do anything for society. Don't worry, let's bring money and give it to you, right? Which, once again, we might be channeling in, you know where to, right? Where you don't need to do anything to get supported by who does something. So it is a little bit scary, I'm not going to lie. But at the end of it all, you did
Equity,
mention the
bro.
solution a couple of
Equity.
classes ago. Yes.
Need my
And
equity,
you mentioned
bro.
the solution. Yeah, oh, absolutely. But I mean, nonetheless, I mean, seeing your country going that way, right? It hurts. It hurts. It saddened me deep in within.
Yeah.
But going back into answering, you did answer this question a little bit before, which is, hey, look at, for example, the flexi shoes. Flexi shoes are completely manufactured in Mexico, then shipped to the States, and they stamp the label on the food thing that goes into the shoe, and now it's American made. I think that is a good way to separate, to keep price cheaper, right? For
Yep.
Mexican cheaper hand of labor, and also bring back some jobs from the States. I think that's a win-win. So for the long-term scenario, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty happy with it as long as my government also does what needs to be done, as yours is proposing to do what it needs to be done.
Yeah, and let's
So
remember let's remember that when the United States economy starts to collapse, the global economy start to collapse. The world overall does much better on a strong U.S. economy. It really does. So let's go ahead and jump over to the Bitcoin chart. But I do want to address something in the chat first. Free Ross, hashtag free Ross. Yes, Ross Albright. When will he get his pardon? That is a dang good question. That needs to happen sooner rather than later. I will not be surprised to see the Democrats pardon him before Trump takes office so that they get credit for it. Just so you know. Would not surprise me one bit. Let's go ahead and jump over to Bitcoin's chart here and let's look at that. Guys, we had this beautiful, this is the level that I talked about over the weekend. I said, look, we're coming down to this level. Let me isolate this off here so we can show you what it is. So you guys know what you're looking at here. This is that channel that Bitcoin had been in since March. And we've got our, support zone down here at the bottom, big fat green support zone. The big no red zone. This is where your mom buys Bitcoin. Of course, now she would still be up, but that's okay. But what I was watching here was this. I said, look, we're coming back in for a retest here on the 786. We're coming back into a retest here in this zone that is now going to be support. And on top of that, we've got a quantum reactor coming in. And I talked about this, I think it was Monday morning. Yeah, it was Monday morning. I said, this is going to be where I watch for the bounce. We got the bounce perfectly there. I entered my trade there. Matter of fact, if I jump over to my trade, I've actually taken out half of the profit already on this, but my trade is up nicely, up 55% still. Last night when I closed out half of it, it was up 108%, but because I closed half, I'm only up 55% now, continuing to run to the upside. Jumping back into that chart, that was the point where I said to get in, and we just absolutely crushed the move up. We've now flipped the 3D trend back to being a bullish trend there. We got above this little, I have this here, 72,734, and I think that this is a relevant level because it is previous resistance back here that we had. We did have the all-time high that went through there, but if we bring that in, you'll see that price level has a lot of rejection there. Also, several wicks up to that and getting pulled back on. If we come over here to where we are now, it was also the price action rejection areas here on the 29th of October and the 30th of October. So I am watching this as a support range. And right now we are sitting fighting with the 887. That's at 73,887. Price is currently at 73,500. As long as we can hold the 72.7, I think that we're going to get a good bounce off of this. We should at least. If we do lose that, let's be honest here, we could really come in quite a bit lower, and it's not going to be the end of the world. You'd be looking at about 71,000. And if we're going to do that, might as well just say 70,000 retest. Would not be surprising at all. You do see a lot of volume node here in this range, which is coming in right on that yellow line that I have there for a support line. But we do have another one here at about 72.3. We have another one right above that value area high at about 71.1. So, that $70,000 range, which is right there, is the bottom of that volume node. So nothing too shocking here right now to watch. We are clipping out on the True 7, get a little straight line across from that. That should come down. We are getting overbought. It needs a little cool off. But if we just consolidate here in this area of the 887 and the support line, usually consolidation will cool everything off, really. If you look here, we peaked up after, we had all of this here, we peaked up and then it kind of went sideways and then came down. But by the time it really came down for a decent cool off here, we were still at the same price level. It was after that it went down. So as long as we can just consolidate here and get all this stuff to cool off again and get a reset, I'm not going to be too concerned about any pullbacks right now. We are starting to get green on the volume matrix here. It is starting to turn green and money flow is pointing up. So overall, Bitcoin looking pretty decently strong. Jump over some of these other charts real fast just to show you what happened here. This is a 3-day chart on Bitcoin. We did come back, test the top of that Gaussian channel and get a pump up there. The hash rate's looking very healthy right now for Bitcoin miners. Jump over to my my master chart here. It's my trend-based Fibs channel. Fibs channel. There you go. We do have a push right now on the top of the box. You can see that the candle on the weekly here is closing, pulling back inside of our trade box. So we really need to get above that and retest that level on the weekly for higher continuation in the near term. I do think we're going to see that in the longer term, but in the near term, we do need that to happen. And then lastly, let's take a look over here. We did break up and poke through the top of the dynamic fibs there on the kill box, but we still have not printed a target lock on the daily. And that is, I told you, until that happens, I can't go in full swing. I'm like 70% exposed right now. That other 30% would go in once I see the target lock on the Piper Sniper kit turn green. OC, let's kick it back over to you. I'm going to take a look at the chat, see what people are saying here. And then Gary the Egg, when Gary gets fired. I cannot wait for Gary to get fired. I definitely think that's going to happen. That was why the thumbnail today was the first thing I thought of. Goodbye, Gary. Good morning, Piper. It's a new day for Crypto Hand. Yep, absolutely. Welcome, Randy. Glad to have you here. Average Crypto Joe has joined us. Who else we got here? We got Brumblebee, Dave Brumbelow in the house, giving us that drop there about free Ross. And then anything else that I missed? Arsan246, welcome, bro. Glad to have you here. And Baba Yaz, hello. What are good long-term investment points for Bitcoin now, and to get out of the bull high? So I personally think that Bitcoin had, like, that's why I was dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin as it pulled down. After I took my profits, I was getting Bitcoin down at 53.5K and picking it up. And really, if you look at my portfolio right now, it's pretty much Bitcoin and Bitcoin exposure stocks like MicroStrategies X, and WGMI. We're going to make it. And then I got some ETFs and stocks. I really need to see Bitcoin. I really need to see the volatility of upside movement, the bullishness of Bitcoin move over into some of the alts before I'll start moving anything over into those alts. For right now, I'm bullish on Bitcoin and Bitcoin only. I think until the alts prove themselves, and we're going to look at that here in just a little bit, so stay tuned for that, because we're actually going to take a look at where these alts are at from the all-time high. So I think anytime is really a decent time to get in on Bitcoin, as long as you're dollar cost averaging on red days. It's a red day, go ahead and pick up some, right? Not financial advice, but that's what I do. As far as when to get out, I'm really going to be watching Q1 closely, guys. That March time period, when we get that revision, the annual revision of the labor market numbers, which is going to be from last March all the way to the next March, I'm going to be watching that closely. I think in March, Q1 of 2025, we'll call it, I think we are going to get some market scare, and it could very well line up with the companies going, stuff's getting ready to get really expensive for us with tariffs. So it's possible. So, but yeah, I think Bitcoin, until the alts prove themselves, Bitcoin is the strong choice for investment right now. Not financial advice, though. I don't have the financial red beanie on. And then, OC, let's kick it over to you. Let's take a look at that DXY. I want to look at that, and then let's go talk about some altcoins. Let's do that.
Absolutely. So DXI right here. Oh, look at that. We have another STX. So very nice. Remember that, I mean, we were going downwards here. It looked like a channel right down here, usually downward channel, trying to break to the upside. We did had a little bit of a strong signal because we were breaking through, but look at that bullish momentum, of course, all pushed through and by the elections, right? And we have that beautiful bounce out of the dynamic reactor. It always surprised me to a certain point to kind of like see, all right, show me the charts and I'll tell you the news, right? Regardless of what the news were, we kind of like we're already at support. We see a flip of the ribbon. We saw that multiple diversions. So shout out to Chart Prime. We have that reverse all the way down here. And guess what? It just played out. Dead and simple, right? I want to go over really quick before I throw it back to you, Piper. A couple of things. Let's just go step by step on what we've been talking about. This is on Monday, 2 days ago, right? When we started making those boxes. Just so you remember. Then this is also where Piper started calling his entry. By the way, great entry there, Piper. This is the next day when we already had those boxes set up. And remember what I mentioned: if we see favor on Donald Trump, I think that we're gonna go through that box to the upside and then retrace back, right? If we see Kamala or Harris, well, then we're gonna be seeing through this box and then bounce back up. Also, remember that we both open a position right in here. So guess how that position is playing out. I was still 24% in on that position and is still rocking. I still want to leave it like that because I mean, guys, I know I might have failed you. I mean, we looked at there we go. We missed it for just a little cent right there. But I think you guys might forgive me just not to hit that very, very top, right? Where I was expecting it to have it. Other than that, watch for the retracement. Watch for the retracement. I still think that we could have a little bit more upside, right? I'm expecting to have that this little peak of multiple candles going up and then retracement, and then start ranging with this within that zone. All right. So as we go up, usually we also go down, not in a pump and dump manner, but in a, you know what, we pushed up with the momentum keep us going, and now we're retracing a little bit just to compensate that overshoot that we had, right? And that is to tie it up with pro crypto candidates dominate U.S. House Senate aim but run. So I mean, just a little bit important here is that we are having a little bit more push on pro crypto stuff. That's what I do see a little bit more bullish movement as the days goes by. I think 2 or 3 days we might be seeing those a little bit more pump and then the retracement. But still, wait for that retracement. I think the bull run is going to be beautiful as long as we keep the momentum. Other than that, I think that's what I got, Piper. I already have looked at, what is it, DXI, which is positive correlated to, guess what? Well, we just see it, Bitcoin. So let me throw it back to you, Piper.
Awesome. I want to give a shout out to All Set. He dropped a super chat, $5 super chat. We appreciate you, man. You are the man. Keep getting after it. Piper Academy, lots of alpha here, bro. We keep bringing this alpha for people like you. So thanks for joining us here at the Piper Academy, man. We appreciate you and appreciate that super chat. Let's go and check this out because you were just talking about something that literally I had. Literally, that's for you guys. Literally, just for you guys. So I was just looking at some stuff here on the pro regulation. I want to show you guys what's going on with the rest of the thing. We did have a poll in that we put up asking, do you guys want to see a clean sweep of Republicans? And the answer pretty much was yes. Let me go check that real fast just to make sure if that is the case still. Yeah, 71% said yes. So close that. Thank you. Yes, 71%. Let's go ahead and end that poll. There you go. 71% said yes, they want to see a clean sweep. Well, guys, we might be on the road to that because when we look at the Senate map here, this is what's in so far. The Republicans have taken 3 seats that they did not previously have there. There are still 5 remaining, but as of right now, even if that 5 all went to the Democrats, that would put them at 48. The Republicans are going to take the Senate as of right now. Look at the House of Representatives. And as of right now, Republicans have 205 of these seats right now. They need a total there to take that. Excuse me. They need a total to take that of about, let me see, what do they need here to take the House? Decided total live 205, 40 remaining, and they need 210 in order to get there. So they're pretty close there of taking that right now. So as of right now, they're in the lead on that. There's still 40 seats remaining. As long as the numbers continue the way they're going, though, it does look like it's going to go to 210 on the forecast with 15 undecided. So that 15 undecided could result in the Democrats taking this. I actually think that might be better, but I'm starting to lean towards the idea that a clean sweep of the Republicans could be a good thing. Here's why. Let's jump over to this article and take a look. Republican Senate majority signals more pro-crypto Congress. The Republican-led Senate is poised to bring more clear crypto regulation, signaling a shift towards an industry-friendly policies in the U.S. Can I get rid of cookies, please? No cookies. I don't need cookies. My son works at Crumble. I get enough cookies as it is. The Republican Party has secured majority control of the United States Senate, offering a promising outlook for cryptocurrency regulation in the world's largest economy. Republicans took control after securing key Senate seats in Ohio and West Virginia. The live election update, there it is. We just showed you that. Over 240 pro crypto candidates were elected to the House of Representatives. Let's go. And Senate in a historic achievement for clear crypto regulation in the U.S. It paves the way for harmonized crypto regulation that will drive innovation, boost competition, and incentivize talent to return. The U.S. crypto industry worked for years to make this happen, and I eagerly await to seeing the deliverables implemented. So, OC, it may not be a bad thing if we do get that clean sweep of Republicans, especially when we have the Senate looking so strong right now for pro-regulation layout. A lot of pro-crypto people in there. Of course, Elizabeth Warren was reelected. Congress Warren, Pocahontas, as Trump liked to call her. But she did get reelected. She's very anti-crypto. So we should have a lot of entertainment coming up in the next 4 years of pro-crypto regulation being brought to the floor and Elizabeth Warren losing her shit. So there you go. It's going to be fun. So, yeah, looking at that, I do see that there are some benefits laid out there for a clean sweep there of the Republican Senate and the Republican clean sweep across all three branches. Me personally, I prefer to see a little bit of check and balance in the government system. No one party should have all three branches. And we need a check and balance system. Let's just say that. So I'm hoping that the people that were elected, if they do get a clean sweep, don't just follow suit and do the well, he did that, so I'm going to do that. I don't need lemmings jumping off of the edge of the cliff with policy. I need some smart people up there to go second, third order effects. Let's pump the brakes for a second. Let's talk about this. That would be great. But some things that I am looking forward to with that clean sweep. Definitely SEC restructuring, though that would be fantastic. OC, let's jump over here and let's look at this chart. Where are we at? There it is. This is the all-time high chart. And I want to take a look at this, and then we'll look at some of these altcoins. So, guys, you can look here. Bitcoin right now, let's give it a refresh, make sure that I got the most recent data on here. 2.43% off from its all-time high. It was just set, oh, look, 6th of November. That's today. That was overnight there. It is 2.38% drop since its all-time high last night. Looking at ETH, though, ETH is 87% off of its all-time high. It's dropped 46.5% since it did that, okay? Since it hit that all-time high. Let's look at Solana, 40% from its all-time high. Let's go look at ADA, 778% from its all-time high. Oh, I'm not. You're right. Dang it. Sorry about that. Let's talk about that again. Let's look at BTC here. 2.43% off from an all-time high, drop of 2.38. But let's go down through here. 87% down on Ethereum. Solana's 40% down from its all-time high. We've got Doge down 280%. XRP down 545% from its all-time high. ADA is down 778%. Yes, Arsene, we have had clean sweeps before. I'll talk about that at the end of the show. But yes, we have had clean sweeps happen before. So thank you, Alexander G. OC got me. I appreciate it. I apologize about that for not sharing that. Looking here at ADA, though, 778% down from its all-time high. It was set back in September of 2021. So a lot of these things are way off. AVAX, 455%. SUI. You guys remember me saying that SUI was the closest when it came to looking like Bitcoin? Look at SUI, guys, right there. SUI, 4.4% off from its all-time high. It's only 4.26% to get there. It was set in October 13, 2024. SUI's looking as strong as Bitcoin when it comes to the all-time high comparison and what we need to get back there. But when we come up here and we click this percentage to all-time high and we go and we look at some of these tokens, guys, Luna Classic, of course, 133 million percent off of its all-time high, but Jasmine down 24.4 thousand %, ICP 9,000%. let's see. Gala Games down 4,000%. These are tokens last cycle that did phenomenal. They're just dead in the water this cycle. Let's go look at Ape down 2.5K or 2.5%. 2.5K percent, I should say. Answer for that. Nobody asked you. Nobody asked you. Thank you though. My Siri over here talking to me. But looking here at synthetics down 1.9K. Let's go down and let's find some stronger projects though. We got Polkadot. Okay, it's down 1.2,000% from its all-time high. We've got VeChain here, decent, did really good last cycle. It's down 1.2,000%. HBAR, Crow, Atom, 914%. But when we look at start getting down here in this 95, this range here with the number 95, Polygon Matic, guys. Polygon Matic is down 807% from its all-time high. ADA is down 778% from its all-time high. Immutable X, they got some good gaming stuff going on, 720% from its all-time high. XRP 545. Some of the Avalanche, great one, 455% from its all-time high. I'm watching things like Chainlink, things like Arbitrum, great layer 2 there, Celestia, AVAX. These are the things that I'm going to be watching closely. Aave, 312%. These are the things that I'm going to be watching closely. And there's Pole, by the way, 301% from its all-time high. Doge, 280. These are the things that I'm going to be watching closely that are way off from their all-time highs and have not had these SUI and Bitcoin moves yet. If you're looking at risk to reward, you want to...
We have audio now, I think.
Okay, I think we're back.
Yeah.
Are we back live? Yeah, we're back live. Okay. Yeah, there was a weird thing. Evidently, Retro Mike texted, how dare I talk about Matic that way, and he cut my stream. But we're back. So, but yeah, there is these are the projects that I'm going to be watching that haven't had the big moves yet, and that's where I'm thinking that we can start to put some money into. And that's OC out of that list there, like Arbitrum. What are you seeing on that one, or is there anything else that you want to take a look at on the alt side that you think are looking good? And then guys, I'll come back and I'll knock out that Clean Spark request that we had also. We'll take a look at that. Yeah, the audio noise. Yeah, I had something go on and then it cut my stream. I don't know what happened, but we're back and we're good. And there's audio noise should be good now. You guys let me know.
Absolutely. So looking at Arbitrum for a little here, we were talking about not being that bad right now. And I mean, we can actually see that, but we will need to zoom out a little bit here. That is important. I want to touch this first. Why? Because this is the most immediate.
OC, they said the audio is not good. Something's going on with the audio. Can you refresh your audio or drop back in and let me check and see what's going on here? Guys,
absolutely.
Give me
also,
one second. All right, guys, I think you should be good now. Let me know if you guys can now hear me and if everything is coming in strong. I'm not sure what happened there, so let me get the audio up here. Yeah, we should have audio and you guys should be able to hear me. I don't know what happened. Like my audio buzz, and then we came back, and I think now I should be good. Good audio. All right, OC's coming back in right now also. Apologize about that. Not sure what happened. It said, I tell you, Retro Mike Tech said blame he said blame the eagle. So it might be the eagle behind me, but I don't know how that was. Oh yeah. Welcome back. Let's go, OC. Okay. OC, talk for me, bro. Let me hear you. Make sure your audio is good.
Audio test. Are we or robot?
We're back. So yeah, let's jump over to your chart and let's take a look at those. And guys, thanks for hanging in there with us. I'm not sure what happened, but we keep swinging the punches over here. That we don't stop until that bell is ringing. So let's see what you got there.
So great. Yes. So we were talking about ARP also kind of looking not that bad on that top to bottom from all-time highs, right? And all the losses. So it seems like a solid possible project that could be maybe making its way back. And we will need to zoom back out to see that. But before we do that, I want to just attack right now the possibilities that we could be having the short-term scenario, just so you guys are warned and could be reacting fast to whatever we see, right? So the point in here, it is that we're just having a channel, a big channel in here, right? This is not that precise, but just so you can see, figure it out. Within the channel, we have uptrend and downtrend, right? I know that is the obvious, stating the obvious, but still, let's just go with basics. So this is how I usually measure bearish trends. Why? Because what I want to start seeing here are breakouts, right? We are very close to it, but we are also close to reversals. Look at that. So the point in here is that I do want to see a little bit of a flag forming here, right? And this could be very well played on the 15 minutes. I will see that in a second. Having a little bit of a goose head in here, and then goose head going up, and then retracement. That goose is going to be taking me to previous highs. At this point, I'm not expecting to actually take previous highs. I'm expecting to bounce off previous highs, and that is because we still have the reactor coming in strong here. All right. And not only that, we'll also start seeing, let me see if that loads. All right, perfect. You see what do we have here? A big area of resistance along with another area here of resistance in a predictive range. So the confluence between all of those things make it very hard area to bounce or to go through, right? So, and remember, as I always say, it's not about the breakout. It's about the retest, dynamic reactor retest, and up we go as we also have flip of the ribbon or zero line rejection. But other than that, let's take a look at the farther and a little bit farther looking here. Let's go to daily. Daily might be looking horrible, right? But what if we go something like, I don't know, yeah, weekly. So on weekly, yeah, the horrifying movement is not going away, right? But the thing is that we could be on very lows, on previous lows, like maybe we haven't seen before. As a matter of fact, we haven't seen before. But also look at what we're having here, a little bit of a compression. Well, a big time compression, right? Usually, when we have that much of a compression, usually it means that we're going to be having a big move. Let's go back to something like daily. What about that compression? Well, we cannot quite see that compression, but at least we could be seeing, look at that movement to the dynamic reactor. We haven't lost these lows, and that gives me big time hoping here for at least a big movement to previous highs. So we could be taking some highs in here, some highs right there, because we're just not moving downwards. The only place else to move is to the upside, right? So I think this could be a good long-term scenario to look at, especially because we are on pretty big lows. Other than that, throwing it back to you, Piper.
Actually, with that chart in mind, looking at how that chart structure is set up, let's take a quick look at Pol. Do you have Pol, P-O-L? And let's take a look and see how that chart looks in comparison to what we're seeing on Arbitrum, because it's in the same boat. It's got a lot of upside movement on it. Okay, you might have to go with Matic. Yeah, not enough history there on Pol, but I think that I think you're going to see a very similar price structure going on there, where again it's going to line up with what we're seeing on that, what we're seeing on those, how far off from the all-time high you are. And when you look at utility, it's still a good utility token. So I think that if those ones that are far away and have a lot of room to just really take off might be the better risk to reward to be watching. Let's jump back over and see what we got.
Absolutely. At this point, I'm not that 100% sure that right now is the place. Although there's something interesting happening, which look at that. We're revisiting previous lows. Any other low? Look at that. I mean, we just did a macro sweep of the lows, right? With Alex or Crypto, we'll call the stiletto pattern here. So shout out to Alex or Crypto. I picked that from him. And something interesting like that, it is that we're going a little bit forward or farther down based on the previous trend line, basically creating another very sharp trend line, which usually means that we're going to be looking for an FOR or flip of the ribbon. We already have the flip of the ribbon, right? That further movement. At this point, I think we're in for a treaty here. If you're looking for a risky entry at this point, I think this is it, right? This is talking about daily. Let's just do the 4-hour revision here. We have a big retracement or a big pullback up to the upside. Of course, in the 15 minutes or lower time frames. At this point, what I'm going to be looking at, it is the same thing. Having that little flagging here, having the goose heading here for a further movement. That further movement not taking the previous highs. All right, that's a little cricket. little highs. Oh, come on. There we go. Little cricket. And then on the comeback there, as long as we're having that flip of the ribbon, off we go to the next trend line. I think this could be a very nice play. What I'm gonna be doing is setting an alert in here, right? And also on what? Oh, come on! What was the last one? Let me just go back. Well, whatever. I'm gonna be placing an alert right at the same place on the previous asset, which was what was the previous asset? I just forgot about it. It
Arbitrum.
was Arbitrum ARB. Yes, you are absolutely correct. So Arbitrum, I'm gonna be also placing an alert right here. Why? Because I don't want to take the risk, right? I don't want to take the risk. The only thing I want to do is after I hit this, I'm gonna be looking for the retracement and then push upwards. So setting alerts in there, that's gonna be my play. 0.55 on Arbitrum and on Matic. I don't know why I didn't have Matic there at 0.38. So pretty much almost the same areas, the same zones, even the same market prices. Pretty close. Turn it back to you, Piper.
Awesome. We had a request for Soul. Might run a little bit long today, a little bit longer than normal, I should say, because we do have some other requests. Can you look at Aerodrome next, OC? I'm going to go ahead and look at Soul and Clean Spark. We had a request for Aerodrome and Doge, and I think that we'll end it with those. So if you can look at Aerodrome, I'll look at Doge after you, and I'll knock out Solana and Clean Spark right now. Looking at Solana, guys, we had our range down here. Look, again, on the 12-hour. Wick down, picked up perfectly here on the dynamic reactor from Chart Prime's indicator. This was the zone that I said was support. I've been talking about the zone for a while because we had this here, we had this here, we had this here. We did a little pullback, hit that dynamic reactor, and up it goes. This was the resistance level that I said to watch for here between $181 to $177. We have now broken above that on the 12-hour. Watch for a retest here. Value area high sitting right there at about 179. We'll call it 180 for the sake of simplicity. So look for that little pullback into that, a bounce on that value area high. Got a 236 fib, and that is our previous resistance box. Now we're going to turn that. Go ahead and let's make that color there. There we go. Make that green because it's now support. There we go. Boom shakalaka. Oh, we got a sound effect for that.
Boom shakalaka.
That's what we're going to be watching there for a bounce on Solana. If the price of continuation, Bitcoin continues to the upside, I do think that we're going to see Solana continue on strong right now. So broke through though. If you guys had gotten in back here, shout out to you. That was on Monday, November 4th that I was talking about that support level. So up right now, up 12% on the daily. Let's go take a look at Clean Spark. Clean Spark is up about 10.98% right now. We are doing a doji candle here. This means uncertainty, okay? Looking a little bearish, but I do want to point out that we did get a bounce here on the dynamic reactor on the 12-hour. We are right underneath this golden pocket. I think that we break this. Honestly, I do. I think that we get this, maybe another retest here on the dynamic reactor, and then I think that we break this golden pocket. Keep in mind, we do have a quantum reactor. That was where Bitcoin got its bounce from recently. So very, very strong support resistance moving average here from Chart Prime's indicators. But I do think that if we get up here and we're able to break through the quantum reactor and this golden pocket on Clean Spark, you could be looking at a retest here and a return to higher highs. What would that level be? I'd be watching back for this level back here at about $20. That was very key resistance for a long time. But of course, we've got to get above that quantum reactor in that 618 at 1340 first. OC, let's kick it over to you. Let's check out and see what you got on Aerodrome and Doge, and then we'll come, our Aerodrome, I'll come back, we'll do Doge, and we'll wrap it up.
Absolutely. Aerodrome, guys, might be looking fantastic. Not to me, not just now, right? Not quite there yet. Why? I mean, yeah, we have a comeback from previous lows and we are pumping, but let's just zoom out a little bit, guys. I like to always look at the big picture. That's why, yeah, when I started trading, I usually like to see those chunky big candles, right? That give me the sense that I was looking at something very defined and had definition. But over time, I rather see the actual structure other than the single candles, because single candles other than a candle pattern, it's just giving me just one piece of the story, all right? So that's why I usually zoom out, and I suggest to do the same thing here. So the first thing I'm going to be looking at it is that we are on a range, on a pretty large range. So that's why I'm not that excited with this movement. I'm not going to be saying that we are not good, because we are. We're doing pretty good. But also look at that we are having some absorption at the tops, right? Yes, we had a big fake out here, but usually what happened once we had those absorption zones? Well, we retrace. What I want to see at this point, it is going to be the same thing, ranging here, or at least a little bit of a bull flag, so going a little bit lower here, right? And then not having a bearish divergence, but a flip of the ribbon, and even a early flip of the ribbon, where we have that cloud convergence right down here, right? If you don't know what cloud I'm talking about, this is green and red cloud behind the oscillator, the ribbon right there, right? And that is going to be basically the point where I'm going to be looking for maybe a breakout retest, and off we go. Other than that, looking for dynamic reactor to support. If we start losing dynamic reactor, I think it's going to be time to start looking for early flips in here, or early bounces. And I'm going to be saying that because we have on our way this very large area of volume, and also this golden predictive range. So my next possible area of bounce will be somewhere around 111 to start making a trend line. So other than that, guys, turning it back to you, Piper.
All right, let's wrap it up with Doge here, guys. So Doge, we did have this resistance area here. This was the golden pocket. We had previous rejection back here on 29 October. We got a little rejection there. It pulled back. And then last night, as we started to get data coming in, Doge took off. Shout out to Elon Musk, okay? We got our rejection here on the 887. Guys, my fib sequencing is flawless on this. This data coming in all the way back from the high that we had on March of 2024 when Bitcoin made its high, down to the low that we had here on August 5th of this year. Taking a look at where we are now, we're getting that rejection on that 887, and we're pulling back past the 786. I think that we're going to come back into the golden pocket range. That would be the 0.66 to 0.618, between 17.2 to 17.8 cents. That might be an area that I'm looking to pick up some Doge, just because, high risk to reward. I think that Doge is going to do quite well with Elon Musk in the months ahead. And we do have another area down there that gives me a reason to think that we're going to get a bounce here in the golden pocket. That would be the 3D trend here from Chart Prime. It's coming soon. I promise you. I talked to the company. I want this indicator available to the public, not just beta. You look here, we got a bounce there on the dynamic reactor and on the cloud from the 3D trend. Come down here, dynamic reactor, cloud of the 3D trend. I think this 3D trend is going to be coming up into this golden pocket very soon, and we're going to be having this level again down here in that 17-cent range. That would be where I'm looking for price to come down and get another bounce to the upside. Taking a look at the oscillators and what I'm seeing here, this pullback here will give us time to cool off all of these hot indicators. We do have overbought here on the Oscillator Pro Plus, but money flow is still green. We still have a graying out happening here of the volume matrix, and so that graying out typically leads to green. Look at what happened last time we got green; it went up. So let this cool off. Let all of these indicators here reset a little bit and get layered back down again, so that we have an upside movement on there again. And that should be right about in the time that the 17-cent range is proving itself as support there on that golden pocket with the 3D trend. That's what I got for Doge. Buck said, I don't want to hear about that indicator again until I can get it, sir. I'm working on it, man. Give me a break. Alex Prolific Crypto, thanks for the show, bro. Thank you for joining in the chat. OC, I'm going to take your fire today and tell people what they get if they smash that like. I hope you don't mind. Guys, if you guys smash that like button, Gary Gensler will be announced fired immediately. Smash the like. Smash the like, and Gary Gensler will be the next data point filing for unemployment. So make sure you guys do that. Share this with a friend, because sharing is caring, and we appreciate you all joining us here on the Piper Academy. We're about to go raid Randy Hipper's frat house, so make sure you go see the frat mom and ask her, where's my attendees? Drop down a graduation cap in there in the chat. OC, what do you got for the people on the way out, man?
Guys, thank you so much for joining. I just want to also spread a little bit of love in here. Right now, it's time to celebrate if your candidate won. It's also time to drain out that maybe frustration or sadness that you may have if your candidate did not won. That is fine. But the most important part, regardless who you vote for, the day they step into the office, it is the day you start criticizing what they do, because you need to defend your liberty, you need to defend your rights, and you remember they're public servants, right? And you need to keep them online. Do not make the mistake of just condoning whatever they say just because you vote for them. All right. So take advantage of these days before he walks into office. Let it rain, celebrate, enjoy, and let's keep moving forward. As always, let's keep digging.
Love it, OC. Love it, bro. All right, guys, we'll be back here tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, taking a look at all these charts, these markets, this data, the economy, everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. Don't forget to tune in tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Catch that crypto nightcap with FD White Invest and crypto, or TradeFly, I should say. And then back here tomorrow morning, Lunar Beaches Crypto and BC Port Corp with Good Morning Crypto at 7 a.m. I believe is the time. I never get the time right. 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I believe. And then we'll be back on 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Market open. Catch you guys then. Until then, trade safe. And as always, use Blowfin. I got a link below. And use a stop loss. Later, guys.
I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after wheels fall low. I know you hungry for knowledge.
I got to pause that for a second because I just got told by BC Port Corp special guest Ada Ace on Good Morning Crypto. So you guys make sure you go check that out. Later.
That's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul train ready. What a line from OCI, former Mexican spaghetti. Yo, crunch crypto with a deep dive to project dime. And if you like the visual powered by Chart Prime, then you will part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline.
Boom shakalaka!
We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after wheels fall low. Sound off.
To get rhythm, the ZTS rhythm. Rip it, Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean?
That was awesome,